Yo! Yo! Where's my VTuber? Where are you at, buddy? There you are. And we are here. We are live. There we go. Another place there. So, last stream, which was like about a week ago, I worked on the new item menu, which I think, other than like one minor visual bug, is ready to go. So I could probably pull that up real quick. But today I'm going to be working on the equip menu. That's my next big thing, because as it exists in Demo 3 currently, it kind of sucks. So actually, let's see, let me get an instance of Demo 3 running. I'll show what that looks like while that compiles here. Okay. And let me get this in here as a source real quick. Demo 3. There we go. And oh, that's gonna cover VTuber for a second, but okay, so this is Demo 3. Here's our old item menu. Go ahead and throw some items in here. You know. And our old equip menu, which it's a little odd trying to see like what does what while also looking at the items and seeing a description and seeing what you have equipped. So that's gonna change. We're gonna change that up. So, you know, again, context. This is what the existing, I guess, publicly existing item menu looks like. Let me organize this a little bit. Hide that. Also disable the audio for it because I'm about to have a second instance of the game. Okay, so we've got that, and I'll click over here. This is in present day, present time, Angels and Demons in development. This is our new item menu. Let me actually throw some items in first. We got the scrolly background, and all these items load in asynchronously and can be changed kind of on the fly by the menu itself. So, you know, say we want to use a pair here. That's the one minor visual issue, is it takes the player health and AP display away. But this is Game Maker. I'm using Game Maker to build Angels and Demons. So, yeah, item menu is here, and I'm still working on the indicators. I need to throw those up in the top of the screen somewhere for what keys do what. You know, like pressing Z to go back, pressing X to select by default. But if we press C, we have a sort menu now. And we can sort alphabetically, reverse alphabetical, by amount ascending and by amount descending. And with that, but we can also filter by, does it heal health? Does it heal action points? Does it apply an effect? Does it apply a function? Is it a permanent increase item only? Well, I know right now I'm looking for something that's going to increase my attack. So I'm going to apply the filters there, and well, it's empty because I don't have any right now. So, but yeah, today we're working on the equip menu. I want to try and get it implemented and ready to go. So, also, hi Autumn, how are you doing? So, let's close this out, close out Demo 3, bring the music back in. I need to adjust the volume of on my end. It's quite loud. I'll increase it here in OBS. Okay, so menu items. Probably hear me clear my throat quite a bit today because my allergies are not being kind to me. Stay hydrated. Gatorade gang, not sponsored. So let me get rid of some stuff here on the side I don't need. So first order of business is probably going to, I guess, get the main usage down. I also need to get the key item menu working, but it's kind of just it's just an offshoot of the primary item menu, so it shouldn't have much different. But equip menu is a different story. So this, I have an idea. I guess I should show off a mock-up real quick of what I'm thinking of doing. Let me come up with that real quick. Let me take Xpri open here. There we go. So, my idea is to, let's see, where's my GUI stuff? Projects, GUI, pause menu. Don't need that. Don't really need a pattern, since this is just an example. What am I looking for? What was the pause info? Yeah, so this sprite. So we'll have 2 of these. Obviously not to scale, but like, let me create a new layer here. One will be over here on the left, and another over here on the right. This is like the current idea I have cooking. And then we'll have the description box down here. And like this spacing isn't exactly accurate either, but the immediate idea that I'm thinking of is to have items listed out over here on this left side. So let me put that in here. Items over here, and then current gear over here. And go from there. So this would kind of just be like a display box of sorts. Say, shows your current gear and also maybe like your stats. Trying to think of how I'm like, I gotta envision it in my head. Let's see, because like I'm looking at this immediately laid out like this, and I'm realizing that this probably won't work the way I'm thinking it will. Because if we list out what you have equipped here, then we also need to have like enough space for the stats too. So, and it has to be vertical for 2 reasons. One's for consistency, and horizontal display of anything would look disgusting. At least like in the way that I'm imagining it would. So, it's an interesting challenge here, and UI development is not exactly my primary, like, I guess, skill set in terms of game development, if that wasn't apparent from Demo 3. But anyhow, I think this is like kind of the idea I want to go with. We could also do this. Here's another idea I have immediately thinking of. We could do 3. Oh, I have these all on the same layer. That was so silly of me. Hold on. Let me start this from scratch. We have our description box down here, which will obviously tell us stuff about the item, like unique information. And then we'll have the item display box. And then we also want a piece of the interface to display what character we have currently active and their current gear, and then the stats. This could work. This could actually work. So let me grab another thing here. This is in here. say we're selecting, let me merge one of these down real quick. Can I have the pink going? Thank you. Merge. Sure, this will work, at least for now. Undo that so I don't accidentally save it. Could have our currently selected player, and that's actually quite large now that I'm looking at it. That might not be too space conscious. Gotta display 6 different stats. And then also like a plus and minus. So maybe we could actually do away with the box entirely and give Hector here a little bit more, like just a teeny tiny bit of padding instead of a lot. And let's go, let's copy this out real quick. I'll line this out like 6 times. HP, AP, attack, defense, speed, and moxie. I mean, this could maybe fit. That's consistent. I don't want it to feel too crowded either, obviously, because that's the primary issue of the existing menu, is that it's way too crowded. So I want to avoid that if at all possible. But this looks like it could work. Have all of them come out here aligned with this. And then, we might not even need this big of a box for... we definitely won't need this big of a box for currently equipped gear. So we could actually take the stats and put over here and make this box a lot smaller since it's going to be consistent and never have any scrolling. That could also work. Let's see, yeah. So this is a box that shows the current equipped stats. Or equipped gear. No, stats. Crazy, I'm crazy. Equipped gear over here. So equipped gear in this box. Right here. No, I'm okay. Let me think. Let me properly articulate the thoughts that I am having, instead of saying the same thing and then completely being wrong about it 3 times in a row. This box will have the player stats. I am going crazy. I literally am. Player stats will go in this box because that is larger. That is, we'll have to track 6 stats. But what layer did I put that on? Layer 5. This can be the equipped gear because that will, 1, need a lot more horizontal space, especially if we left a line it here, and you know, it can take up this whole area here because gear names will be slightly longer, more than likely. So this I'll delete and I will replace with equipped gear. And then that just takes up this whole area right here. This is the true programmer mockup. And then items over here. Yeah. That needs to be more visible. Sure. Items. So this is the idea. The only thing is this box not being the same size as this one over here, but that could be fixed realistically. Though I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like how this looks, but I need 2 different boxes. That's like, for sure. That's a guaranteed necessity, right? Having the player stats and the items. So, since we won't have to move the text box, this space down here is like going to consistently be used by the text box and the description. So that could go in here. Description. Even if it wasn't apparent, but the description will go in there for what the item does or doesn't do. Filter menus take up the whole screen anyways, so that's a non-issue. And technically, I could remove this and replace it with the, what do you call it? The regular player stats HUD. That is also a possibility. Although, I'm not sure I want to do that. Because then it could just get even more confusing. So, I think this could work. I think if I start working on it, it'll start coming closer to a cohesive idea. So once I see it in motion, it will probably look better instead of it being this like weird stretched text and whatnot. It could possibly work like this, and like when I have free reign to just like stretch and squash and have it actually look natural instead of whatever this is right here, then I think it'll feel a lot better. So alright, let's get a sprite out of this menu, out of the stream, and my webcam bumped. There we go. Just now noticed that. Alright. Now, let's start this off. I think I already have most of the variables done here that I need already. Like, I think I topped those out while I was working on the other menu, but go ahead and full screen it here. So, we have background, the player, the text box, and I think that gets generated anyways. That'll get generated anyways by actually adding the items to the main grid, which I think I'll also need this alarm in here for that. Yeah. So I guess I'll start by getting the base functionality out of the way. Or at least, let me just load up the game and actually make sure it works first, because it might already have, like, the base functionality I'm looking for, like, working in a sense. And no, it does not. Okay, that's fine. That is a non-issue. So, we'll go ahead and get the user interface part, because that's kind of a necessity to, you know, making sure the base functionality works. Can't equip or unequip items if I can't see anything to do it. So, let's see here. That's the filtering stuff, so we need to put it right in between here. And what did I have this defaulted to? I should have made defaults for these, but these need to be like 480, and that's real. Do abs. So So if it's moved even a smidge, we're going to start drawing stuff. So this should ideally mean that we're in the equip menu because everything else gets reset if we're not in any of these menus. So we can actually start doing things. I actually can probably order this, or because that way I won't have to rewrite all this code. Instead, just do some casing shenanigans. This is actually drawing the items here. So, what song is this? This is reaching into my mind. Pokemon Black and White, the White Forest. That's actually so based. It's been so long since I've heard this track before. Okay, so if we're in equip items, we want this new local variable here to be the equip. Actually, wait. That doesn't even make sense because I want these to come in from the left and the right. That will ideally look a lot better. So, what needs to change for that? What is hard locked to this value? It's the amount. I think it might just honestly be easier just to rewrite this to fit the equip menu, honestly. At the very least, I can take this and reduce it down to a function maybe, but that way it's consistent across both item boxes. So, let's see. Yeah. I'll take this and we'll do just boss. And we'll just put a method down in here. Thank you, Strawberry Char. Glad you enjoy it. I'm working hard to make sure that's how most people feel about it. I think this needs to be like this. How did I make the VTuber? It's actually a custom program I wrote because I didn't really like the way some programs made them look. So I figured I'd make my own. Like, I'll bring it up here on the full screen. Go to reset. We'll move it here in the middle. So yeah, it's a little broken right now due to some Game Maker updates, but if I go through and I press these different keybinds I've got set, there's different emotions I can swap to, but for some reason I can't do that right now, like without clicking into the menu, which makes the background show up. So, but I'm able to add and remove any of them at will, and I have a little hand cam thing too that, you know, shows my key presses. So, though I'm not using it right now just because it's a little broken, like with individual keys. Though it does specifically lock Q, W, and then 7 and 8 on the numpad to these specific positions, because those keybinds I use for the rhythm game in Angels and Demons as well as in Osu. But you can also add sprites, delete sprites, change the keybinds, you know, view the ones that are in there and everything. Change the mic too, but I'm not going to open that and like potentially get it all goofy. And, you know, increase the scale, decrease the scale, stuff like that. Just a bunch of little tiny details. Program is public? Not yet. I thought about making it public, but not the best at making things work on just like in this case. I'm a game developer more than a software developer. So like I thought about releasing it to the public once it's a little more refined and well working, but as of right now it's still pretty buggy. So if I was to sit down and work on it and get it up to I guess my standards, then I could see myself releasing it on itch.io or something as like a compliment. PNG Tuber Plus. I used to use a program called VadoTube, and it was it was a very simple PNG Tuber application. And what it basically gave you 4 frames of animation. You had a mouth closed, mouth open, mouth closed and blinking, and a mouth open and blinking. And it was okay, like it got the job done, but I kind of wanted to write my own program so that way I'd have the animations kind of look similar to how they do inside of Angels and Demons, just for like stream and brand consistency and everything, even though it's like it literally doesn't make that much of a difference. But I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Making one right now, that's really cool. Like I really enjoy like the concept of VTubers. I think it's really neat, and it's a great way for people like me who don't like to, you know, show face on screen and everything. So it's very helpful for situations like that, or if you're trying to like, you know, just portray a character specifically, like more accurately, like on a stream. For some reason, it also works for that too. It's a really nice thing, and I'm glad it's like more mainstream. Do that, and put that in there. Boom. I used that program before PNG Plus. I think a lot of people who use PNG tubers used it, actually. I think it was like one of the go-tos before. I think like I've seen PNG Plus come across my Twitter feed from time to time, and I thought about swapping to it, but then like, you know, the week or so I spent getting this program running was almost for nothing. Like, originally I made this kind of like it was 2 reasons. 1, I didn't like how other ones looked personally, and 2 was to automate kind of the animation aspect of my dev update videos, because those, before I made this, I had to go into the program and, or not the program, but the editing software, and anytime I wanted to change the emotion, I had to put in a new image and swap it between the two, like for each one. So I had to sit and keyframe these animations for 2 hours of the editing process, and it was just way too much time for something that wasn't even that worth it. So instead, I spent a week writing a program to effectively do the same thing, but I just, instead of recording regularly through Audacity, I record through OBS, and I would press the buttons as I'm reading off the script. Just do it in real time, and, you know, save myself 2.5, 3 hours in editing. So, let's see, what was I doing now here? Need to fix this, I think. This is what I need right here. Yeah, this code. We love copying and pasting. So technically, this is like the base functionality of the equip menu right here, like just displaying the equip items essentially, because this array already gets filtered. The positions of everything can be adjusted, and it'll only display items that, you know, are at a certain scale, because, you know, at 0.02 times scale, you're not going to see anything anyways, so. Thanks for dropping in, Strawberry. Enjoy your show, and I hope your drawing goes well. I think I want this to be pegged to the equip background, yeah. Plus the offset, plus the distance, yada yada, all that's cool and good. We do not need this amount string, because you will only ever have one of any equipable. And even if you do have multiple, it won't make a difference, because there will be no shared equipables, because that's a headache. Plus, the characters I feel are unique enough that there shouldn't be any shared items in that way. Because if I go and look at the types, yo, Geskull's here. What's up, Geskull? It's been a minute. I think it's type enum. Yeah. So each character has 5 different types of equipables. Main character gets scarf, shirt, pants, shoes, and accessory. Kaguya, hers might change because I'm not sure, but she gets a flower, a suit, a bow, like her little bow tie, different boots, and a system chip since she's a robot. Autumn gets an overshirt because she kind of wears like a jacket, an undershirt, a skirt, slides or sandals depending on where you're from, and this is like very debatable, but contacts. And I think that was just like placeholder because I didn't have anything else, but this might just be like a different type of accessory later on. Yui gets halo, a dress, a skirt, sandals, and wings. She's an angel. And Hector will have goggles, shirt, pants, shoes, and probably glasses, though this could also be changed to like a gadget, since he's like big brain, smart, crazy, insane, like obsessed with efficiency kind of person. So let's see here now. Back in here, this stuff will automatically be filtered already, as done by this and by actually selecting the character, because we're only going to display stuff that's in that range. So this will actually come back a little bit. It's going to get locked with the equip backgrounds position. But I'm also going to do another string here, and this will be the stats. You could also just go and steal code from the player menu, because that already gets, that's like a string that already gets built up. So I can take this and I can bring that in here into our create. Technically, I could just put this whole thing in here, like as a separate method or function, but that's unnecessary. So what I will do though is we don't need the actual HP, but just the max HP. That is the only thing we will need. And we won't need XP or level because that'll be irrelevant for an equipment menu. So, have health, attack points, or action points. You know, either or, same difference. Attack, defense, speed, and moxie. How long till release? When it's ready. I mean, right now, I guess, like, I've gaslit myself into believing I have a deadline to get a Demo 4 out, which would be the ideal framework for the entire game moving forward. Like, once the Demo 4 is released, it's like just full force into development of World 3, 4, 5, and so on. So, I mean, I don't think it'll be like an insanely long time, but more than a year for sure. Like, it depends on how insane my grind goes. Because right now, like, I have a lot of stuff that I've cooked in the background. Like music, storyline stuff, characters, and plans and whatnot. But, actually getting that in a, like, an intangible form in game is like not something that's happened yet. Like, mostly because I don't want to start building off of like stuff that I already know I'm gonna change, right? Like these equipment menus, I kept going back and like I kept I kept seeing other games on Twitter and like just other indie games in general, and their user interfaces hardcore blow mine out of the water, because mine were so, in comparison, lackluster, right? So I wanted to change that because, you know, saw that comment on one of your shorts with the guy saying I'm a dev, so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, and he was pretty chill too. Like, what he said was not wrong. You know, the movements, like he was talking about the movements or animations. Animations looked stiff, and I 100% agreed with him, because at the time, I have squash and stretch implemented onto like tons of animations now. So it like, if you were to look at Demo 3 and what I have right now side by side, it's like a night and day difference. Like genuinely, like you jump and you kind of like squish a little bit and then like smush together, I guess, like in cartoons, right? And I didn't even have to change any actual animations for that to just look a lot better, right? And then you'll kind of like bump to the beat of the music, you'll rock back and forth or like, you know, tap your side or something. Like each character's got like unique animations that all sync with the music, which is, for me, it's eye candy. Like, I have to like I have to just force close the game sometimes when I get into testing something and realize that, oh my gosh, this is like, I've wasted 3 minutes just sitting here watching, just sitting here watching, the characters bump up and down to the music and everything. It's a blessing and a curse. So, this needs to be, oh wait, I need to redeclare you just in case. But now, like, it's just about getting everything in a state that I'm totally happy with. So that's also going to be going through World 1 and improving some things. Like, namely, once you get about a quarter of the way through, there's like, it's just, you've already been hit with like 2 or 3 different stupid backtracking quests. So I want to avoid that, because most people do not like backtracking without a legitimate reason. I'm one of those people, and I am guilty of 100% putting that entire section in the game solely for like padding, basically. So like, it worked originally, but then it didn't work because it just didn't feel that great. So, you know, that's one thing. Like, let me pull it up here. We'll go to World 1 town outside. So, once you get here, okay, you get to this part of World 1, and you talk to this guy, and he's like, yeah, we're not letting people go further in the desert because of suspicious activity. But, I mean, if you really want to prove you're not out here to cause trouble, go do this thing for me, and, you know, I'll consider it. So, that thing is going, like, 5 rooms back. You gotta go from here all the way to, let's see, where is World 1? You go from here down to, wait, that's 1 room too far back. Why is all my stuff screwed like that? Okay, just do Desert 2. I know what room it is. You go all the way back here, which is the second room you enter. And I've since changed it, like it's got some new platforming stuff put into it. So normally there'd be like an old beat up shack here, and you would go here and fight the first mini boss. And then you'd go back to the town, and you'd go 1 room over in the town, only to see, oh, well, you know, the guy who, like, is supposed to escort people across to the next part of the desert, he's, like, not here. So you gotta go back here to the diner again to wake him up, because he's asleep. And then you go all the way back, and you can see, just like that, it's kind of very annoying, especially with this being so early in the game. Also, Tim, 4064, hi, how are you doing? Currently talking about reworking different parts of World 1. So anyways, once that happens, you know, it's mostly like smooth platforming after the fact. You know, you go through a little bit, you go through a tutorial where you get your first special attack, and you go on. There's not much backtracking after that, but it's something I want to work on, because there's been multiple instances of people either just not liking the backtracking, or they have not understood what they're supposed to do, which isn't good, especially if it's in World 1, because if you don't understand what you're doing in World 1, you know, from, like, say this is the final game, right? If this was the final game, and someone gets, you know, 15, 20 minutes in the game, and then they get, like, totally soft-locked, in quotes, just because they don't understand exactly what to do, they might just quit and refund the game. And that's not ideal, so I don't want to do that. I would rather it be a good experience right out of the gate, so just subbed. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the videos and streams to come. So, one method of removing the backtracking that's probably going to end up being the final method for it is in the room prior to the town. This entire room will be reworked a little bit, and there'll be an alternate path you can take. Not to the town, but... And this was something I did intend on having in Demo 3, but went against because I didn't want to make all the assets for it yet. I had more important things to work on because I was under a deadline. And, like, it wouldn't have served any purpose other than just being there for pure visual. And that would have been going over here to the left, and you'd be able to go a few more rooms out and find a train station that is, you know, undergoing maintenance. When do I think I will get 1,000 subs? That's a great question. My sub count has actually went up quite a bit these past few days, I guess few weeks, where I've actually been editing and uploading shorts. I went from about, I think I was at 335 subs, and in just about a month, I've gained almost, like, I think it's like 20 subs or so? I'd have to look specifically. So, I mean, if my short form content keeps being received as well as it has been, then it could be the end of the year, which would be insane, or it could be, you know, a few months into the future. I'm honestly not super concerned about my sub count. Like, obviously more subs is better, you know, more people seeing my content and seeing my game is going to, you know, it's going to make me happy, and, you know, hopefully it'll make other people happy too. Like, hopefully I'm providing good content. But, it's like, it's not my entire primary concern, I guess. Like, as long as people are finding out about angels and demons, that's what matters to me. Like, the more people that know about my game, the better, because that's my main goal, is to get people to see that, hey, I'm making something, in my eyes, really cool and really fun. But 1,000 subs is when you start getting money. I think it's when you can start getting money, actually. They may or may not have changed the criteria for it. I think it's now actually 500 subs when you're eligible to start monetizing. At the very least, channel memberships or something is at 500 subs, and then you have to have so many hours of content watched. Like, people have to accumulate a total watch time across your videos for each year. I think it's like you gotta have 4,000 watch hours per year, which is weirdly not a lot. Like, it seems like a huge number, but it's surprisingly not. And that's kind of cool, all things considered. But, let's see. Like, even if I was able to monetize, like, I think any money I would make from YouTube would almost certainly go to, like, just game dev related reasons, like either server hosting for, like, community gaming sessions or something. Do I play Roblox? I do not play Roblox, actually. I never really was interested in Roblox. But, yeah, my ideal, like, I guess profit would go to just making sure I can do the best amount of work for the game and my community surrounding it. So, let's see. I need to align this to the left, but also have it, like, offset a little bit. I can actually probably just reference from this. What pixel is this at here? This would be 480 right here in the middle. It's about 320. Yeah. 320. And this will get our stats out. And this actually doesn't even need to be in that loop. We don't need to draw it a billion times. So, this here, and you can go... You can be snapped to the background, so you'll slide up real cool. Or actually, I'll put you on the text box. Playing Binding of Isaac nonstop. I've seen a lot of people playing Binding of Isaac, like, recently. I never got into the game. Like, what is it like? Like, is it just like an... From what I understand, it's like an infinite dungeon crawler. Is that right? Or am I, like, totally wrong? It's like a roguelike Legend of Zelda. It's kind of insane, actually. One of these days I'll have to pick it up and play it, because I've seen plenty of people going through playing it. I've just never picked it up for some reason. About getting different runs with crazy amounts of items. The items have a bunch of synergies. That sounds addicting, honestly. I think I could understand it. So, Geskill, thoughts on Nick All-Star Brawl 2? But genuinely. Because I honestly feel like picking it up on Steam. Like, it looks pretty freaking good. Like, I seen, didn't even know they were making one. Yeah, it, like, just released, like, 2 days ago. And it looks really freaking clean. Like, there's been a few hiccups with launch. Like, apparently, what's the guy from Invader Zim? I don't think it's. I think, is it Gim? Or is it Zim? One of them, like, they somehow didn't get the voice filter over one of the characters. So there's like I think it was like a day one patch that actually applies that filter to all of his voice lines. Yeah, Zim. So they were like, huh, I get, like, somehow no one noticed. They thought it was like just his actual voice. And they were like, huh, I guess we just weren't able to get the actual voice actor for it. Like, they were just none the wiser. And turns out, like, they just genuinely didn't know that, oh, there was a filter applied to it. Which is kind of insane, but pretty cool. It's a pretty interesting blunder. Yeah, they were cooking a new one. They released it. We got Squidward with the janky hitbox. I think they added Jimmy Neutron, who has like the most insane, like, it's like if Smash Pac-Man and Snake had a baby, pretty much. Like, he's got Nikita and everything, and all kinds of weird little shenanigans that, like, you would have to be able to see like 15 moves into the future to make full use of, which is kind of insane, but... And then there's, like, I think they have all the Ninja Turtles now. I know they have Raph, and they have Donatello. Garfield's a spacey. Garfield's a genuine spacey, and that's, like, insane. That's even, like, a sentence. He's got the Fox down tilt, he's got the shine, he's got, I think he's got the Fox up air, too. All from Melee. It's, like, the craziest thing I've seen in a fighting game, I guess. Like, it all looks really good, and then they actually use, like, some fighting game stuff, like, fighting game stuff, like charge meters and whatnot. You get a Nickelodeon slime meter, and, basically, like, you charge it up through the match. It's kind of like FS meter in Ultimate, except you can use, like, different bars of it to either extend certain attacks, cancel attacks, or if you build up all 3 bars, you get, like, a final smash, but it's, you know, Nickelodeon theme, so it's slime. So, but it looks pretty solid, actually. Like, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen. So, I don't know if it's worth dropping $60 on yet, because I'm about to have to spend money on, like, other video games. Like, I might get the new Mario RPG, because I played the SNES version on Virtual Console on the Wii, and it was based. So I thought about picking up the remake. Obviously, I gotta get the Thousand Year Door remake, because I'd be a fake Paper Mario fan if I didn't, pretty much. So then, let's see, Splatoon 3 DLC, that comes in March. So, gotta pick that up. Obligatory. Might pick up the Princess Peach game. I was one of the weird people that actually enjoyed Super Princess Peach on the DS, so I wouldn't be opposed to at least checking out Princess Peach Showtime. And, let's see. Then I also have to deal with, like, monthly payments for, like, online storage for game backups, my web domain, and maybe Discord Nitro. But that's only because of server boost, and I want to keep my animated server icon. I've been wrapped in, successfully marketed to, so... Okay, let's see here. This description needs to be EQ text box. And these messages can change. Actually, wait. Well, these will never be seen. This will never, ever be seen in game. If I leave this like empty item bag stuff here, it will never genuinely be seen because you will always have 5 gear pieces for each character. They will always come with their default no stat gear. Okay, so that tells me all I need to know there, and that I'm also in the wrong spot for this code. So, where am I at? That's equip, that's equip. You, aha, this is where I need to be. And this stuff is to go here. Draw stats there. And you are for... This doesn't even need to be here. You will never be in a scenario, ever, where there's no items in the equip menu unless you have seriously somehow managed to break something, which I hope never happens. So. This will also never need to be drawn in here. We got description, description gets drawn, description text box. We won't need this ever because we're not going to be changing characters that way, not in this menu. I love copying, pasting. Now, what remains? Got the cursor, locked to the character, but it needs to be in the correct position. Aha, lol. How could I forget? And this actually needs to go like that. Yeah. Let's go down a few pixels. Actually, I think it should be more like 46, 48. 48, yeah. Drink break. Hydrate. Okay, so our description is now being drawn. Our stats will be drawn. I think the stats should go before description. Because they, I guess, should technically go behind the box. Put that all up here. Though, ideally, it never goes behind the box, and it shouldn't. Gotta consult the docs. What do the docs say about scribble methods? I need the line height. Okay, so yeah, this text.line spacing, and we're going to give it a 75% value as a string, which is very cool. And shout outs to freaking Juju Adams and the other people who work on this freaking library, because man, does Game Maker's text rendering suck. I genuinely wish it was better, and I hope that it gets better with the new runtime and stuff coming out, but you know, no guarantees. So could be very cool, and then we wouldn't have to rely on third-party things. But honestly, this library is just so solid that I don't think this is ever a scenario that will actually happen. Like, they've effectively done a better job at writing the engine using vertex buffers and everything than something that is built into the engine can do. So Anyways, now, if I launch the game, will it just work? And if it doesn't just work, it should, at the very least, tell me what is not right. I don't expect this to be in any working format yet, especially because I don't have the... Yeah, okay. Where is that taking place at? Huh? Oh, guess I accidentally deleted some text. Might have to get a new music mix for the rest of the stream. This one's about to end. I'll probably stream until about 5 o'clock, so 1 more hour or so. Let's see what we got here. What's in the recommendations that is not gonna get some weird copyright struck? I'll just let this one play out on loop. That's fun. Alright. And it crashed again. Where are you at? Why are you crashing? This is in here. In this function on 239. What do we got? Oh. That'll work better. You know, most code runs the way you want it to if you name the variable names properly. That's like, that is deep, esoteric programming knowledge right there. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you only know genuinely if you, like, you got to get into the deep nitty gritty. You name your variables properly, your code has a higher chance of compiling and running properly. Genuinely. From my experience, I mean, like, every time I've named my variables properly and had them point to the correct locations, like, it usually works. Like, the ratio of it working to not working is definitely higher than when I don't name the variables correctly. So, oh, trying to index something that isn't an array. Whatever do you mean? Sometimes the trial and error of just, like, compiling a billion times is a lot easier than doing anything else. But I understand. I know why it's doing the things that it's doing, and because I know that, I can fix it. And because I fixed it, I can immediately get another crash as soon as I try and open the menu again. Why I haven't bought GM Live at this point is a mystery, but I also feel like my code is spaghetti enough that even if I did, the actual implementation of GM Live would not work properly. Oh wait, hold on. We got something. Did the game lock up? No. But there's no code to do anything in the menu yet. Ha ha ha. I think. Oh, it's still executing things. Yeah, okay. So we're not totally locked. We're not in an infinite loop. That's good. But we have display. And I can immediately see some things that need to be changed. The scale of these two background elements needs to be smaller. And these items need to move more to the left. And then I could also add in like the flavor background from the player menu, because that's like, it's so infinitely based. Like, it just looks cool. So that's all well and good now. Now I know exactly what I need to do from this point. This is our text box. Where's our equip boxes? Right here. So that's our Y scale. You need to come down to like a 3, I think. And go down to like 160. And what we got before? 240? Yeah. 160. And You need to go to like 800, I think. Next up is what? Items. You need to go farther back. You are left aligned, so... What's our border here? We got 360 pixels wide. So... 360 pixels, and we're at 160. So we want to be on the edge of it. Actually, let's see. Should put you at 180. And you at 780. That's gonna look mathematically aligned. And then you can go to like put you at 32. 32 seems like a good amount, and then we'll move the cursor to like 8. Yeah, 8 pixels right off. Nah, 16 for sure. 16 for sure. I'm confident. Next, once I get this aligned, I'll start drawing the equipped gear over in that right box. And we'll throw in an animation for the player into the center. Yeah, this, other than the cursor's like off by a smidge, but here, let's get this functionality in here. We need to, let's see. Lock this, delay, input lock, and actually, I want to handle this differently. We'll just put it in here manually, so take this down here. I mean, this will work for now. Actually, this might just work, like always having input could be fine. Let's just run it. Let's see how it looks. This might not be filtered. Yeah, this is without filtering the gear yet. And interesting. Oh, you're animated. Scribble animates you guys. That's cool. Didn't even know that. That could prove to be very interesting for certain items. That is good to know. So, now that I have this information, next, I guess we just need to get stuff drawing on screen. We'll do that first. Oh my gosh, I love double cherry pass. Crank it up, but real. Okay. Cursor still needs to come up a little bit, and by proxy items, so put you at 48, and you can go to like 20 something. Yeah. Seems good values. What would be next? We've got our boxes laid out. We're displaying things. So now I have these variables set. I guess we need to change when we're displaying these items now, because we don't want to display them immediately. We want to first display the characters, and then we want to select a character and add all the items to an array filtered by only that character's items. So let's do that first. So, I think we might just want to take this and put it here. We don't even need this using item block. If we've selected a character and we choose gear, we should just equip it. No need for confirming. I think you're probably pretty confident, more than likely. If you choose a piece of gear, you know that you're choosing that piece of gear. And if not, it shouldn't be that hard to go through your inventory and find it. So this stuff should work. And then we just need to take this player gear variable and do we have the name built up in this array too up here? I'll actually just do this. Oh wait, yeah, get party member data, not get gear, because that's per slot. We want the whole array. And then we'll just go ahead and store names too the same way, just to have them so we don't have to reprocess this after the fact. Avoiding unnecessary data structure calls for optimization's sake. So, let's see. We are in equip items. And if we select the menu, but we have not selected a character, we need to first get what X coordinate we're at and add the filter for that character and then start filtering. So that'll send in the filter state, that'll send into sorting, and it should spit us out back here in this menu. So, add a little clause here. If selected a character, if we've not selected a character, then I'll put this up here at the top because we want this to immediately change this variable if it's any different. Then we want this to be -480 and this to be, actually, I'll just draw the characters at like above the text box because it's such a, like, it won't matter. It won't matter. So, but that's the value we've got pegged here. So, we might need to change that to a different one. Let's do that, yeah. Put it on the player Y variable, and that'll be used for the player badge. And that will actually be solid, I think. Just like that. And I just need to set this up here. That needs to be a 2 value too. Okay. Very cool, very cool. That's in there now. So now, if we have not selected a character. Then we need to loop through all of our players, and we're going to draw player stats. Using our built-in values here. Wait, this needs to be draw player stats extended edition for your viewing pleasure. Alpha of 1, value of 1. And then actually, maybe it doesn't need to be extended. Maybe I actually just use this variable I put in for this exact reason. -2, +2, and you should be a shadow. Dunzo. Character stats are in. Now to manage them. So, if we've not selected a character, we don't want our item backgrounds in, but instead we want to, well, I'll just copy this instead of rewriting it. LOL. We love copying and pasting code. We'll put this here, and instead of drawing player stats, we will set their X to be, you're up here in this too, somewhere. I'm going to do this as well. And you're just going to be that. And otherwise, plus global.game width. But we do want just your standard y coordinate, regardless, to be the text box y minus like 196, I think. Actually, we could probably just put them on the center of the screen, maybe? Hold up. I can reference this. I'll get an exact value. Game height minus 112. This is where the text draws. Plus the text box Y. So if I put that there just like that. But also do minus... We'll do minus 120. That's the size of the sprite. Also minus sprite get height. The height times 2, because this is drawn at double scale. We want this not to tween, but to be this exact amount across the board. And then it'll slide out to the right. The other boxes will come in. And we should have a character selected. So we also want to set max X to max size minus 1, I believe. We're selecting our character. Is that how it's done up here? Yes. Okay. And our max Y should be 0. But in here, our max Y... I'm doubling up on code. Max Y should be item amount minus 1? Yeah. Now, we should have everything we need in terms of the functionality, with an asterisk, because I have no idea. get a sip of my drink here. Throat's getting kind of dry. I'm gonna do this like this, just for safety's sake. Select a character to view their gear. That should work. Now, I guess I actually need to draw the stats. Or not the stats, the... No, yes, the stats. The stats. The stats. Where am I? Wait, I'm already drawing the stats. I'm drawing them in the totally wrong position. You need to be, like... You need to be over a lot more. What is my background for this? This is, you can actually go up here. You can actually get rid of this block too. We don't even need that check. That is micro optimization at its finest. I'm gonna like comment that out. I will use that code shortly, but in the proper way with the gear. This actually needs to be like, why did I get 540 anyways? That's literally the height of the game window. Whew. Okay, you need to be at, let's see, 120 times 3 is 360, divided by 2 is 180, so 780 is 180 is 600. So you need to be at about 580, nah, 594. 8 pixels of padding is all you get. And then you'll be drawn at about 180 pixels up. Yeah. And then I will add a string in here. I'm gonna put you above the stats. And you above the stats. We're just gonna cook this up right now. That's the whole theme of the stream. Cooking up delicious user interfaces. So, we got the name. We're going to put here at the start stats. Line break plus. But we're also going to do this. This will be oh wait, I might have to do this real time. I might have to bake this real time. Because I need the names. Okay, hold up. Get that out of here. We'll do player gear types equals Um. Main character gets scarf, shirt. Or I guess this would be a sweater. We'll do shirt, scarf, shirt, pants, shoes, and extra. That's his. Then we have Yui, who gets a halo, a dress, a skirt, a pair of sandals, and wings. Next, we have Kaguya, who gets a flower, a bow. Actually, I think it needs to go. Is it suit bow? Yeah, suit, bow, boots, and then a. I think calling it a chip could be slightly misleading for people who are not technologically inclined. Maybe? And strong maybe at that. Like, system is too broad. Chip seems too specific. Program, for sure. Now, Autumn gets overshirt, undershirt, skirt, slippers. Yeah. And I don't want this to be context, or contacts. Not context, contacts. Though, don't really have anything better to put. I had something in my head earlier. I think I said it out loud on stream, but it escapes my mind. I know Hector's was gadgets, but we'll do. We'll just put it as extra for now. Why not? And then Hector gets goggles, shirt, pants, shoes, and I think I'm definitely going with gadget because that just fits him. It sounds based. So we'll do this now. And comma. Oh, I have on insert mode. Lol. Don't want that. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that actually should be that. And then when we go to equip a new item, how does this do? What do we do here? Unequip item. I think I need to update this. Yeah. This needs also case type dot goggles. Case type dot Hector shirt. Case type dot Hector or H pants. Hector pants. Case type dot H shoes. H shoes. Laziest naming scheme ever. Case type dot glasses. That's what Hector's was. Yeah. That's what it will be by default, maybe. I might as well just go ahead and change this to gadget, because like I think I'm sold on that. Like that's just such a much more crazy thing for it to be. So yeah, gadget. Now let's see. player gear, current player, unequip item with the name, and equip the item with the new name. Yeah. And then we will say PG, P, S equals I don't want to overwrite this stuff here. Actually, I will copy you to a temporary variable though. Yeah, because this just gets stored in there as a string, which is it the fastest? No. Does it work? Yes. Okay, don't need you in there. So the item name, the item slot. We just unequip if it's the same item. We equip if we're an empty. And we unequip and equip new if it's literally any other scenario. Then we'll go right back into that information that we just set. Get the name of whatever we just, like we have now, because this is variable, I can't just take the current item. Right. And then actually, wait, no. Hold up. I might have a better way to do this that avoids doing a grid call. So yeah, that'll be true. And then this name can equal INM. And this will actually be faster if I go INM, and then we don't have to update these twice. This is micro optimization. Boom. And then we just do this new variable. Boom. I love micro optimizing. I've done a lot of that recently. Now, what could possibly be the next thing to do? We got equipping there, like that's a thing. That is a thing that is done. And then I will actually override the menu select, and we'll set the input lock or item use delay to about 30, so that way there's like a little bit of time afterwards, so we don't make things look wacky and weird. So now, oh wait a second. I think I want to do like this. This needs to be its own. Nah, it's definitely got to be array. I'll just build it in the draw event. That's safer, it's easier in code. Instead of regenerating the string whenever, like, I don't know. It's kind of a useless micro optimization. But just build the string as is. Player, slot, yeah. And then now we actually need to use this. And this will be Yep. Build a string, pass a string in, and you need to be at about, what did I say? What did I say for height? I guess you need to be about 260. So not quite in the center of the screen. 260, this is correct. We need the text box up there, so. Okay, left top spacing should have a good string in there now. Let's just see how it works. Let's just load it up, see what happens. If it crashes, fix the bug. Ooh, glasses does not exist. That's so true. You know what does exist? Gadget. Gadget exists. And you're an old thing here. What? What? Sure. I'm going to... See, this object doesn't know it yet, but it's getting deleted as soon as these menus are done. You hate to see it, but... you know, he's being replaced. People just didn't like him. It sucks. But let's take a look here, see what we got. It immediately crashes. That's so cool. Illegal array usage. But why? Why is it an illegal array usage? Would you care to explain? Oh, wait. I understand, actually, don't I? Need to be like that. Yeah, because that's nested arrays. So, for the character, then the position. Now, let's try it. And we crashed again. Cool. Huh? The R or G or B is not. Oh, because this is like, I guess it's because it's a variable here. We'll do PG, PN. Sure. Stuff I know I'm not using somewhere else yet, I hope. Otherwise, that would be very silly. Okay. We have the menu. We have an equip item, but ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely not properly aligned, that's for sure. But our filter works. Our stats are shown properly. Kind of. But we're getting there, and that's the great part. We're actually making some progress now. Visually, at least. And we can back out. You shouldn't stay there. I saw that. Okay. So, let's see if I can get this finished before I have to end stream here soon. This item spacing needs to be about, let's say 90%. 90%. You need to be over a bit more. Actually, I don't know. You definitely need to be over a bit more. You need to be like 570. Where are we at? No, 620, you need to move over more. Stat display should be proper. Though the current gear, that's where I'm like... I'm trying to squeeze that information in, you know? Like, technically, I could use... How much space do I have here? Free space. We're going from corner to corner with both of those. So 360, 360, 720. So 960 minus 720 is 240. I have 240 pixels of width. So if I do text fit to box, what does that method look like? Fit to box. This function is slow and should be used sparingly. So max width and max height. Well, I could wrap it, but wrapping would be weird in this scenario. So I think we'll have to do fit to box. 240. And I can't bake these, because Scribble's really cool in the fact that it lets you bake text boxes and stuff. Like, but this isn't something I can bake without having to rebake it every time you equip something different, which defeats the whole purpose because it's going to cause a lag spike. It takes processing power. So let's see what it's like. Let's see what the performance impact looks like. Max height. Max height is about 160. Do 180. Be generous. Let's just see how it looks. I know that my average speed, roughly, when just idling in the menu is like I have like 1,000 frames per second of overhead. So why are you? Oh, yeah, that is no good. That's Is there a scale to box method in this? Scale to box. Yeah, that's what I want. Scale to box. Is that gonna look disgusting? Probably get away with 360 pixels. Honestly, we'll see. Or 60 might be too much. It probably is too much, actually. I know. Yeah, I know my exact values. Okay, that helps. That helps. 240 hard cap. I know that's certain because of the other boxes. And then you need to move down a little bit more. Say 300. Is that right? Yeah, 300. I'm gonna draw another box here, actually. And this one will be for that. I think if I just like, we'll just, yeah, 3 and how tall is our box? How tall is our box? 180. So we'll do a scale of 2. That'll put it at 240 pixels, which should be good. And we can just move it down. So if I know it's centered, and I know where I want it to be, I don't want it to be in the center of the screen, but rather I want it to be up behind the text box. What's going to put it above the text box? 120 will have it centered. So 240 should have it exactly where I want it, actually. Should. Big keyword. Oh, hi, Yui. Let's check it out. It still is. It just, even with it scaling, like now it looks crunchy, very crunchy. So, we might have to go with something different instead of like drawing it down there at the bottom. We might have to. I mean, technically, I could do a sprite. It's mostly just the length of the names. The length of the names is what is kind of causing the grief there. The fact that I need to kind of show, like, okay, what's what slot, right? Technically, I can do unique sprites for each one. But that's not going to be the same across the board, I guess. Like, because an accessory is like a broad term, and that's what main character uses. It says his 5th slot. It's an accessory. That's like the old watch. That's the cow skull helmet. That's, what else does he have? What else have I put in here? Sprites. Actually, we'll just go to the items here. What does he got? He's got, like, boot spurs, a bracelet, a watch, you know, a cross necklace, cufflinks even. A cross necklace is technically considered a scarf. Like, you see, like, it doesn't really fit, like a one-to-one thing. Like, I guess it could go based on, like, where it's gonna be at on your body, but even then, when it comes down to the accessory, it's like, well, that could be on your wrist, that could be on your head, that could be like Yui can get a floral anklet that counts as sandals, even though it's definitely not sandals. It's, you know, it's like a little bracelet that goes around your ankle. So, but anyhow, I think I'm gonna end up stream here today. I think that's quite a bit of work done for this stream session, and I got some stuff I got to do around the house now. So, for those of y'all who stuck around and popped in and everything, thank you very much for watching. And you know, the usual. If you haven't played the demo, go play the demo. If you're not in the Discord, go join the Discord. It's very cool. We don't do much in there yet, but we do talk from time to time, and we have some pretty cool conversations, if I say so for myself, but I might be biased. I'm the developer. So, you know, I got social links in the description if you want to catch me on anything else, like X, formerly known as Twitter, or TikTok, sadly, but, you know. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next stream.